Right. I think that means I'm live. I hope I am. If I am, can somebody just say hello so that I know that everything is all okay? Hi, thank you, Savannah, that's brilliant. Can you hear me okay? Is everything okay? I think it's really weird because I can only see one screen. Hi Sarah, hi, thank you for joining me. Hi Claire. Oh, brilliant. I think it's a bit strange because I'm not on Facebook. I'm used to having two screens up, so I can just see one screen. So hello Marilyn from Malaysia, thank you for joining me today. Brilliant. We've got lovely weather here today, so I'm just going to put my overhead on and then we can see what we're doing. So I'll just wait for a few more minutes just to get everybody on. I've not done my hair or makeup for today, so it's just my hands. I hope that's okay. I'm slobbing it a little bit today, so just my hands. I hope everything's okay. I had a bit of a dilemma in the week. One of my lights decided to stop working, so I'm hoping that it's light enough. I have light streaming in from my window, so I may get up periodically and just shut my blind. So how is everybody's weekend? Been okay? Been nice? We've had a nice weekend here. We popped out this morning in our local village. We every first weekend of the month we have like a farmer's market, and we like to just go and have a mooch around, and we visit the stalls that we like. There's a lovely woman that does like all these cookies, and I think that's what they're called. It's funny, you might have to tell me what they're called. They're like these squidgy, like cookie dough things, and not very good for you, but they are very, I can't eat them, but Savannah tells me they are very, very nice. And there's also a lady there that does oyster mushrooms that Savannah likes as well. So today she had pink mushrooms, which looked very nice as well. Oh, the cookie pies, yeah, thank you. And yeah, now I'm hoping. Oh, you had a Randy Saturday off. Oh, how nice. Yeah, I've seen your pictures. Beautiful pictures of you and the puppy and Lily. Really lovely, Sarah. Really, really nice. Okay, so if you want the PDF for this, it is on the group Memories, Papers, Arts, which I think everybody is a member of. I've actually moved them into the guide section of the group, only because if I make an error on the PDF, I can change it in the Google Drive and then it updates everything. Whereas if I put it in the file section, I have to then go into the file section, delete that one and then put another one in. So it just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, they will be all, as I go through, I will put a few more in there. So they'll all be in that one. So they're all grouped together. So with this one, I don't know if anybody's also had a look at the steampunk spells one that I did. This is what we're going to be putting together, because we've cut out all our pages and we've put most of them together. The only thing we didn't do was put the inside, front and back covers together. Oh, hi Janie, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So yeah, that was the only things we didn't do, was the inside and back cover. So I've cut mine out, ready to go, and yeah, we can just have a nice, really relaxing, crafty chat and a get together, and just chat about whatever we want to chat about. So this will be what we'll be putting together in a roundabout fashion. Obviously this is steampunk spells, but we're going to use, or I'm going to use, the Beach is Calling from Graphic 45. I'm loving this one, I have to say, but I say that about all of the Graphic 45. Whichever one I use, that then becomes my new favourite. So even the ones that I don't think I'm going to like, I absolutely love. So yeah, so this one is quite nice. The colours are gorgeous as well. I thought what we would do as well is I've got a punch out which punches these fishtail sort of labels, so I might use that and do some like embellishment type bits. And I've got some lace out because I thought the lace, this is that cream lace that I thought would go really nice with this paper. And I've got some string. I was actually getting out some buttons, but I got waylaid, so we might just need to improvise. On the Steampunk Spells one, I did use my badge maker to create the badges, so if we get time we might make a few of those. I thought I've got this badge maker and I haven't used it, so I thought it was a good time to get it out and used. So we'll get started. Savannah has put on some new things onto the website as well, which I haven't got here. I did have, which are these, which are some photo corners, and I've got them in white craft card and black will be coming, but these are that, they're not the shiny card, they're that matte finish, so they'll go with anything. Although this is white, it's not your stark white, so I'm going to use some of these in here. So if I just take them out and show you quickly, you can see how matte they are against the background then, but they come off and your photo slips in there like so, and then just gives you that nice photo finish. So yeah, I thought they looked really nice when I saw them the other week, so there's those. The other thing that is coming soon, which aren't on there yet, I think she's busy doing it, are these, and they are acetate tab pulls, I'm going to call them, and they've got the circles that come out, and you can put lots of things through there. You can put ribbon, string, all sorts of things. They will come in a pack of 20, and they come off. They're self-adhesive on one side, and you just can stick them on, and I'll show you how I'm going to use them a little bit later. So let me move my bits out of the way. Now, I hope everybody is a little bit up to speed on what we've done. So I'm going to just put them to the side because they are my front and back inside covers there that I cut out ready. And I'll just bring my pages in so we can just see how it goes. Now, they were all here, I promise. So my front cover, sorry, my front page, or page 1 was going to be the one with the flap, like so, that opens up with our magnet. And then page 2 was the page where we had this tag stop, like so. And then I was going to mirror the page 3 as well, so those two mirror. Let me move that up a bit, sorry. There we go. Move that down. I tend to work, there we go, must be better, there. I'm going to just move you around, I'm sorry. There we go, I seem to be straight now. So they will mirror, and we then turn over to our next page. Now, what I was going to do on this page was I was going to put my magnets on, but I've changed my mind, and I'm just going to use that this closure. I was called this a strap flap that we're going to just tuck into our angled pocket on there. So I've taken that off because what I found was that when I put them together, the magnets, I had so many magnets in this album that they were fighting each other. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take them out and just, they stay in so they don't move. So that's how I kind of got away with that. So this one is then going to be our page 6 and 7. And then these were the pocket or file pages, and again they mirror each other in there. And then on the back, which we did start to cover, was the acetate pocket window here that you flap up. You've got a pocket in here, and then you've got a flap this side as well, which you can then add a photograph in there, so it's nice big sizes. So I wanted to just show you as well, just in case, because what I did, I actually made a bit of a faux pas in this one, because what I did is my page 6 and page 7, they were supposed to mirror, but Numpty here put my pattern paper on and didn't think that it needed to be turned round this way so that this flap opened out here. So I had to think, right, I couldn't take it off, it was going to rip everything. So I thought what I'll have to do is just put it, so I've changed the pages round, so you've got a pocket here, but this isn't a pocket, another error that I did, and I've made that then into like a little file flaps, so that you can then put your pieces in there, and then that keeps them closed. But again, this just gives you another idea of a page to do. So if you didn't want to do the flap with the pocket, you could turn that flap and pocket into 2 flaps that flap out, and then a little flap stopper here, so, or tag stopper here that you just close in. So again, that just gives you another idea. But then this one I did use as the proper pocket. So I hope I'm still there. It's really a bit strange that I've only got one page up. I can't seem to see. I've got some chat up. I'm just hoping that I've got everything is there. I'm just going to just double check to see if I can see anything up here, and then we'll carry on. So let me get, I see I am there. So I'm just going to turn my sound down, if I can remember how to do it on here. There we go. There we are. So, hope everybody's still there. Thank you, Savannah. Brilliant. I'll just turn that up, and then hopefully, yeah, I can then see everything. Brilliant. Now I feel as though I am okay and raring to go. Brilliant. So that's the pages that we've done. Now again, don't forget, if you want to cut them out and see part 1 and 2, they are on my channel under live, so they're all there, how we made the book up, and etc, if you want to do that, so you can watch that at your leisure. So sleeves up, drink out. I've just got some squash today. And let's make a start. So I'm going to do our front. A little tip, I always tend to go for the front, to decorate the front first, but I've always found that if I do the front, I always make an error. So I thought, right, well, okay, to get away with that, I'm going to decorate the back first, and then if I make an error on the back, it's not going to be so obvious, because it's the first thing that you open. So you make your mistakes on the back, and then you can then do a beautiful finish on the front. So I've cut out my pieces. So I've done my front, my pockets, and my 2 flaps. Now the 2 flaps, they are slightly, one is slightly larger than the other, and that's just so that they meet. So that is right. And then we've got our strap tuck, and then I've also added, which is an optional extra if you don't want to put it on, is the tuck spot as well. So what I might just do actually is just shut my blind. I can see I'm getting a little bit of glare. There we go, that's a bit better. And if you've been on any of my lives before, you may have noticed I've changed my chair, so I no longer have a squeaky chair. So I'm going to do the back first, as we said, so I'm going to put those ones to the side like so. Now I've already gone ahead and done my scoring and put those over there. And so I've done my scoring on 3 sides of my pocket. Now at the bottom here you can just see I've got a square. I'm going to just cut a diagonal mitre along that square there, just where the 2 score lines meet, like so. There we go, you see that? I'm going to do that on the 2 bottom corners like that, and then I'm going to angle this top of your glue tab as well. Now you don't have to do this, but I like to do this because when you fold them over, it is hidden. You can't see then that glue tab sticking up. There we go. So let's get my bone folder or my Teflon tool. These are your friend if you have work with black card. This really does work. There we are. So we're just creasing them score lines to make them a little bit more crisper. So we've got that on like so. Now because I've rounded this corner, again it's personal preference. On my spells book I did round those corners there. Can you see? I rounded everything, but I think on this one I'm not going to. I think I'm going to leave this as a sharp corner, only because I've cut my pages a little bit smaller than my page. Unfortunately you can't really see it because it's black on black, but you can just see it there if I hold it up. All okay, like so. So I'm going to leave them like that. Now what I'm going to do, you've got an option here. Just remember thinking what I did. You can put your bottom flap underneath like so, or you can put it over the top. Now I'm actually going to put it on the top, and then I'll put the whole thing together. So I like to use glue. I do use double-sided tape as well. It is your friend, especially if you're starting out. Now, but I would say if you're going to use double-sided tape, I always put a little bit of glue over the top of it, because that gives you a bit of wiggle room for when you want to start positioning your pieces. Because sometimes if you've just used double-sided tape, it sticks straight away, so you haven't got that time to just move it. So I kind of put quite a bit on. And now it doesn't matter which one you put on, whether you put the biggest or the smallest size, and it's really up to you, it doesn't matter. So I've actually put, this is the 3 5/8 one, and I'm just going to put it right over the top of that pocket like so, and then I just will burnish that down. Just going to move that down because you will need, well I do even now, need to just reposition things, and you can't do that so much if you've just used your double-sided tape. Okay, and once you're using glue, because I used to think before I used glue near enough all the time. Hi Carol, how are you? Thank you for joining me. No, don't worry, we're just doing we're just starting on the front and back covers. When I first started, I used to use just double-sided tape all the time, and I would get myself in such a muddle and a mess with just using glue. I'd get it everywhere just everywhere. So I didn't tend to use the glue as much because I was really messy. Oh, hi Paul. Oh, thank you. Hope you've had a nice holiday and you're back. Yeah, so I tend to use, as I've used more and more glue all the time, I've got a little bit better, and I don't get as messy as I did. So we've put the bottom flap on, and now I'm going to end up putting the pocket onto my page. I'm going to move that over because I did say I was going to do the back first. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape just along that bottom edge of my glue tab, and I'm putting the tape onto the mountain side fold. Now if anybody's new to card making or doing albums and things like that, doing your different folds, because you've got different folds, you've got a mountain fold and you've got a valley fold as well. So the mountain side fold is, if I turn it this way, you can see where it kind of goes up and down. It looks a bit like a mountain, so that's the mountain side fold. And then you've got the valley fold, and the valley fold is the V shape. So it's the V shape as you would see a normal V for valley. So that's what I mean when I say different, a mountain or valley fold. Oh, lovely. Oh, I hope you're having a nice holiday, Carol. And you've got some lovely weather, so yeah, fingers crossed for you. Oh, don't worry, Sarah, just have a chat with me. We can always finish it next weekend if you like. So, yeah. Oh, lovely. Oh, brilliant. So I'm still here, only came down yesterday, so here for 3 weeks. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, you will have lovely weather. This is the best weather we've had for about 3 weeks here where I am, here in Lincolnshire. So fingers crossed it stays like that. Right, so I've just put my double-sided tape on, and I'm just going to put a little wiggle of glue over the top, and then I will fold those in. As you can see, I haven't put any glue on the two sides of the pocket, so I'm just going to move that over, and then I'm just going to position this. Now, as I said, this is about 1/4 of an inch smaller than the page, like so, but as you can see, I can still move my page. So once you then start to burnish it down, that will grab and hold. So I'm just going to move that out and just put my bone folder just over that, just to squidge out any of the glue and to get a much better stick of my pocket. There we go, like that. Now what I also do like to do is add some tape along the bottom here, because that does stop your tags and things getting stuck. Now I also do it on the sides, but I think because my tag is big enough on this, I'm not going to bother on the sides. Yeah, if you're not in crafting, nothing beats crafting in. Well, if I go away in the caravan, I've got a designated cupboard that's well, it's outside the van, which I put all my craft stuff in, and that stays in there. And then when I obviously take it in, we then do crafting. I put it all in the van then, so it's really nice. I'm just looking for my tape scissors. I don't like to use my best scissors for cutting tape because it does end up a bit sticky. So I've just got designated ones, and I must admit these ones are Westcott ones, Westcott, and they were the cheap ones. I think I've had them for years, and they don't get as gunked up as what some of them do. So I kind of keep these ones just for that. Right, just take those off. Okay, and then I'm just going to burnish that down just so that that sticks down. Okay, so I'm just thinking now what, because sometimes you have to add something before you add something else. So let's have a look at this. So this is my top page, and then what I'm going to do is, as you can see, it does fit literally just to the top of that. So let's bring that up. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring that up just a little bit more, so I've got a bit of a gap here. But that's okay, like so. And then this is going to go on. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is add this on now, and this is going to go directly onto my onto the grey board. So I'm not going to bother with the tape for this one because excuse me, I don't need it to grab quite as quick. So I'm just going to add the glue, and I might need to just turn this round so that I can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to line it up with the edge of my, so where the flap is that I've already put on, I'm going to line it up with the side of that. I'm just going to bring that up just a tiny bit, like so. Now if you don't want that gap, just cut your pages a little bit longer. But if you have already cut them, you can add like a cover bit that goes over the top. Now sometimes my glue will grab, and other times I have to put on a little bit more. Sorry, that I don't know if you heard that noise in the background, and it kind of threw me a little bit, because where I live just outside the village. So I live up a sort of a dead end track, and nobody ever comes up my way, up my road. And because I've just heard an ice cream van then, so I was thinking, oh, was that outside the house? But no, it wasn't. I think it's in the village. Yes, I do clean them as well with, I've got alcohol, isopropyl alcohol that I use, or acetone I've used to clean my scissors with. But I don't like using my brand new ones for that. But that's a good tip though. Thanks, Carol. So I'm just burnishing that down so that's nice and stuck. Then we can then put the flap on, and again it's up to you. You can either buy it. No, it was there, Savannah, I did hear it, honestly. Right. So I've got the flap strap. Now you can buy it, or you can measure. Where did my measure go? I think if I remember rightly, it is 4 3/8. That's the centre. So we want to go, that's 2, so we want to be my maths. I'm all right with maths, but if I'm under pressure, I'm not that good for some reason. But let's go with that. That is there. So it's there. So I'm just going to take that out. Take my. There we go. So that's my centre line. So I'm going to just by eye it now, just so that I'm somewhere centre. What have we got this side? So 3 1/2. I'm just going to move that down, and then 3 3/4 that side. There we go. That's roughly my centre. Well, I'm sticking to that anyway. There we are. Just push that down, and then I lift that up, and then I'm just going to burnish that down. Now the glue I've got in my glue gun here is the Nuvo glue. I've actually quite enjoying using this glue in here. Actually, it's really nice. They must have changed their formula. So you've got your bits on, so that's sort of working nicely. We've got our flap and our flap. Now you've got a choice. Now we can either stick these down and then pattern it afterwards, or if you want to, you can pattern this now. Again, it's up to you how you do it, how you're going to do it. I'm going to pattern this now, just because I want to cut into the papers. So let's get them out. Now I keep all my papers that I use, like my project papers. Oh, hi Alex. Oh, lovely to have you here. Oh, I'm so pleased you joined in. Ah, how are you? I hope you're doing really well. If anybody has ever seen Alex's things on the group, she does the most amazing albums and cards, and tunnel cards as well. So yeah, check her out as well. She's really good. So yeah, really do. So let's have a look what we've got. Yeah, I always put my projects that I'm working on. I've got these big Ziploc bags. They are, you can recycle them, so you don't need to throw them away, but they just keep everything together. They're 12 by 12 or just above 12 by 12, so you can get quite a bit of things in them. I've ended up with 3 packs of, say, graphic 45 12 by 12 papers in one thing, so you can get quite a lot in them. But then that also keeps everything all together. So if you've got your rub-ons, your chipboard pieces, all your ephemera, you can all leave them, and then they all obviously ziplock into the bag. So they are really handy, and they're small, so you can fit more things into your cupboards. So yeah, they're really good. I have got some of these on the website if you would like some of those. So I'm going to see what I've got, and you're very welcome, Alex, very welcome. If I've got anything excuse me, that I can use. No, I was going to see if I can use something that wasn't a directional piece. Now I'm also going to use the 8 by 8 papers as well. So with this I've got the collection pack as well as the patterns and solids. Now starting tomorrow I'm going to do, well, I don't know if it's going to be a daily thing or a weekly thing. I'm going to do a flick through of some of the papers that I've got, so that you can see what different papers look like. Your Graphic 45 ones, I'll start with them first and then go from there. But I thought that was quite nice. I was doing it. Ah, yes. I think I'm going to use. I'm toying, Paul, with either the Flights of Fancy or the Sunshine. I can never remember it. Sunshine on Your Mind. That one. I might use one of those. I'm not sure which yet. So I'm sort of planning it in my head what I'm doing. So I'm going to use just this. I'm going to cut just probably about a 2-inch strip off, just so that I can cover the back of that, and then it comes down to here, so that when you put your tag in, it's not going to get stuck on the edges and things. I just need my ruler, just because I'm rubbish at remembering. So I'm going to cut this at about 8 and 5/8. So, but first of all, I will cut the 2-inch first. And 8 and 5/8. I may go, actually I might go with the 8 and 3/4 and then cut it down if I need to. There we go. And yeah, I just need to cut it down slightly. I was just wondering whether or not I'd get away with it, but I won't. So I'm just going to cut another eighth of an inch off. So it does take it down to that 8 and 5/8. And I should get that in like so. Now another good thing would be, because this is like a blue paper, I haven't actually got any with me, but if you were to ink your edges, oh yes it is, but perfect, Alex, yeah, it's lovely. If I was to ink the edges in like a dark navy, I think that would look really, really good. I haven't got any with me, and I don't want to go and get some. But that would look really nice. I think I might try that on another one. But I'll get my pen out. There we go. And just ink the edges. I think just inking the edges around the edge of your paper, it just hides that white core and just gives a lovely finish to your album. I'd like as well to use distress inks. That's really, really good too. If you wanted more of a distressed sort of grunge look around your edge, that looks really nice. But just for the purpose of this, I'm just using this is not a black. This is like, it's a very dark grey, but it just hides those edges perfectly. And I've done it all the way around. I didn't need to, but I kind of got carried away there. Oh, it doesn't matter, Sana, but thank you. Oh, look at that side now. No. We'll stick with that side. There we go. Okay. Just add my glue. And we can put that on. And I'm going to do it so that my glue tabs are underneath. And then we just stick that down. Just slightly, but before I stick it down, I really do need to stick this down, don't I? So let's add my glue on here. Sometimes I have moments, like say my age, Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Savannah is my daughter, so that's why she said, what do I need? Because she's in the next room. She's sort of my moderator here, so if I miss anything, she'll answer it for me. So yeah, so thank you, Savannah. So I'm just going to stick this in the back. Now you could as well with this pocket, what you could have done, or what you could do, is just give it a gusset so that you have got a little bit more room inside if you needed to. I only want to put one photo mat in, so I haven't actually gone with a bigger pocket, but you could just add 1/8 of an inch on here and you'd have ended up with a lovely sort of folder type file, which would be quite nice. So that's that. And then what I think I may do is I might use the back of that then to cover the pocket, like so, or I could have it to do that. Okay, we'll do that in a second. So I'm just going to bring my one in here just so that I can just remind myself on how I put it together. Right, so on this one, what I did is I did round my corners on here. Again, it's personal preference how you want to do it. This is what I mean. No two books are the same. It doesn't mean you can have the same measurements, but they don't actually look, they don't go together exactly the same way. So it does make it, they are unique in the way we sort of put them together and design them. So on this book I did do the rounded corners. This one I haven't. They are I'm going to leave them as an angle. Did I round? No, I rounded all my edges there, so I should really, I'll keep them the same. It's too many decisions on a Friday. Oh, that's okay, Carol. Thank you for joining me and popping in. Please enjoy the rest of your holiday. So I'm just going to round the corners of the strap and then the corners of here. Also, doing it this way does show that if you do forget to do it or you want to change it and do it afterwards, you can. So especially if you're using a crocodile or one of the corner rounding punches as well. There we go. I personally just like the crocodile, the 1/4 inch size. I'm going to cough again, sorry. A bit of a sticky throat. So I've got a Craftella one here. I have got, but this one is got the straight corners, which is really good, especially if you're doing if you want to make your own tags, because you can use this as the top and then use the corner rounder for the bottom and then punch a hole in the middle and then you've got a ready-made tag. So they do look really good. So we might do some of those a bit later. So I'm going to cover this now before I then close my strap off. Now if you wanted to put your magnets on here, you could do. You need to put them on now before you pattern it. I always forget, so bear that in mind if that's something that you're going to do. So I'm going to use the back of that pattern paper that we just used, and I'm going to pattern piece. So I'm going to start with this side and then work up. So I'm just going to measure this. So this is going to be, so I'm going to make that 3, and I will write it down because I forget. And then this will be 8 5/8. but I've just noticed I've got a bit of pencil mark just at the top there, which I know is going to be seen if I leave it there. I'm just rubbing that off like so. And then this side will be a little bit smaller, so this is going to be 8 5/8 by 3 1/4, like so. So I said, I'm going to start with this side first, and I will do the 8 5/8 one first. So 8 5/8 there, and 3 inches. I'm going to just double check that. Yes, 3 inches. So that's my bottom one, and then the next one was 3 5/8. 3 1/4. Sorry, 3 1/4. There we go. 3 1/4. So that's there. Bring these in and just line them up. There we go. And they're actually cut. I've actually cut that in a perfect place, which is good. Ah, Alex, I know that's exactly what it does happen, but in my head I have to do one first, and then I can then recreate it because I've got it fresh in my mind. I can't just make an album from scratch, although this one was made from scratch, I have to say, but I had to I wanted to go away and then redo it, and then I feel as though I've got it in my head about how I want to do it. But I do like you say, when you do make another one, I'll always add something different to it as well, and then that gives people that option to try. If they don't like a page that way, they can do it, you know, a different way. So I try and do that. That's how I kind of get around it. But yeah. So let me round my corners because I forget, and then ink the edges. Now, as I'm not rounding the bottom corners here, I only need to round the top ones. So it's the top on the bottom and the bottom on the top. So make sure, and I've done that the wrong one. Right, we'll keep that the same. So you may see that. Did I do it on that as well? I did. So what I've done is I've picked it up and I didn't look, and I've actually rounded it as the 1/2 inch. So just before I stick it all on, I'll do this on this side as well, just so that they match. But that's why you do the back first, because you make all those silly mistakes on your back page and you leave the front to be that pristine page where nothing goes wrong. But inadvertently, I hope I'm not the only one that when you make your albums, you'll think, oh, that's that didn't go according to plan, and you've ended up having to change something and rearrange something, and then, you know, put something in or stick something over. I think it happens to all of us. So just stick that in there. So I'll stick this on like so, And that's on there like so. I'm just double checking to make sure it's all okay. Okay, now I'm going to stick the bottom bit on. Do you know another thing that fascinates me when I watch other people tutorials and things? Say I watch Paul, I watch Alex's, and I find I'm fascinated by the pattern that people use when they put their glue on, and everybody does it differently. Are you somebody that puts your glue on and then you make a pattern where you go round, or you squiggle it over? I'm a squiggler. I like to squiggle mine. Yes, that's a good idea, Claire. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now, actually. I have got, she says, what I did have on my, because I've got 2 crocodiles, what I did have on the other one is I'd lost the cover, so I always knew that my 1/4 inch was the one without the cover on, but I've picked up my old one and that's got the covers on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape around it, so I will hopefully, no, this is probably a bit too short now, and it won't stick. Right, I'm going to stick it underneath. Actually, right, have I got, I think what happened was, I've got some paint, so 1/4 inch. It's black, but it'll do. So now we can all see that it's the right side. So that's that side on. Now we can put the strap tuck on. I think that's what I called it. And you can either round them. I rounded the corners on all of the ones on the steampunk spells. But I actually, no, I'm going to do the same, because I was going to say I actually quite like it straight. I'm going to round these ones, but I'll keep the tuck spot as the angles. So I've picked it up, notice I've got the spot there, and I'll do the correct ones on this one, like so. And then you just need to position it wherever you want. So if you want it in the middle, then again, I just by eye, and we're going to push that in. Just make sure that it goes down, it goes in, like so. And then once you've used it a few times, it will find its level and it will hold. I'm just trying to find where I've got that. I just want to add, let's give that a bit more of a crease. It will stick in. Now what you can do is this, is if you wanted to add it a little bit longer so it comes down here. I think that's what I may do. I don't know why this is shorter. It's longer on that one. I know what I've done. What I've done on this one, see, this is why you make those errors. What I've done on this one, I've had my strap, I've put the glue tab flat down instead of underneath, so that gives me that extra space. But on this one, as you can see, I've folded it over. So how are we going to get away with this? I think what we may do, let's have a look if I've got an extra piece of card. Okay, let me just try something. I don't know how it'll work out, but we'll try it. So let's go with 2 inches, because that's how long it is. And I'm going to add a 2.5 inches. Okay, like so. Now, hopefully you're not going to see this, but this is why I do like to make mistakes, because then you can see that even if you do make a mistake, you can rectify it. So, just checking. So let's round these corners. And then stick it so that it comes down. So I've probably got about another 1/2 inch underneath. And then that goes like that. And then what I'll do is I'm going to glue it I'm going to glue underneath all the way to about 3/4 inch, like so. Push that on. And then what I'm also going to do is just add a little bit of tape just over that edge. Again, you won't see the tape when you've got your pattern paper on, so don't worry too much. So I'm going to just push that over there, and hopefully that's going to keep that in line so that when you pull it up and push it under, it's going to just bend with it and not flip off, like so. So then we can put that on. Then that just gives me that extra bit, like so. Next thing what I'm going to do, because we don't want to glue all of this down, is I'm just going to mark probably about 1/4 inch either side of where you want your strap to fit. I'm going to move that over a little bit so that I'm sort of level either side here. So again, 1, 2 there. So I'll turn that over, because that's what I should have done first of all. And again, just mark on here, because this is the side I'm going to glue. So it's just gives you an idea. So all of this here is going to be glue. Now just making sure there's nothing else I need to put on before I put this on. Now if you wanted to add brads, then you could add them now, and then that way you'll hide the legs behind the spot here. I'm not going to add brads to this. I'm going to leave it as is. So glue. Now I did fill this up, and I find after a while you have to just keep pressing. I need to keep it upright. There we go. Do you know the other night when I was doing the steampunk album, do you know what? I tried my best to unclog this. Do you know what? It just would not unclog. So in the end I just thought, right, that's it, I'm going to leave it. And come to the morning and took my pin out, and it had unclogged itself, and I really don't know why it wouldn't work. I was squeezing it. Luckily the top didn't pop off, but I was squeezing it as hard could be, and it just would not open. There we go. Okay, so I'll stick that in there, either side. There we go. Push that down. There we So then when you pull that out, you have got a closure without using magnets. I just found I was using far too many magnets on this book, so I thought that would be a nice idea. So next we can put the little, no, we can't put the tuck spot on, because next we now need to do the, cover this up. Again, if you've got any offcuts, you can. I'm going to use the back of this so that we're using the same page. So that's going to measure 8. I'm going to go with 8 by 1 3/4, I think, because if I'm going to do a 1/4 inch, no, it'd be 1 and 1. I'm going to go 1 1/2. 1 1/2. 1 1/2 by 8. So that's going to go on like so. Okay. Around the corners. Now I used the 1/4 inch for this one. It was just those outer ones that I didn't. So ink the edges. This paper is lovely, I have to say. Something about blues and cream together, it just is so nice. So that on there. Just gonna rub out them spots. Now if you find that your page is lifting a little bit, don't worry too much, because what will happen once you've got your pages on the top, it will flatten it down. As you can see with my ones here, it is quite flat. If you can see that there, they're very flat. They will flatten down as you use them. So I'm going to stick that on like so. I should have filled my glue up before I used it. I thought I had quite a full bottle. But I'll have to keep it upright or facing downwards. So I'll just get that. And then stick that one like so. So I always like to just go over my glue, what I've glued down, just so that it warms the glue up, and that way you'll get better stick, and you'll find that it will stick for years to come by doing that. So that's that. So next we can put on the tuck spot. Now tuck spot is exactly the same length as the strap close, the tuck strap underneath, but I'm actually going to cut that down a little bit more so that it comes in just to the pattern paper like so. I think I quite like that idea, so I'm going to cut this down about 1/8 of an inch. I think that's what's good about doing things like this as well, is because you can change things. Nothing is set in stone, so you can just change measurements or the look of something, just you know, just as you're going through and you're putting the book together. So I've just taken off about 1/4 of an inch, that's better, just so that I've got that space either side, like so. And then I'm going to move that down a little bit, just so that with this paper, because it's like, it's not straight lines, but the text is in a lined format, I'm going to put this so that I've got a line of text at the top and then a line of text at the bottom, so just that I'm not hiding each one of the other, just to be a bit more aesthetically pleasing, I think. So, and as I said, I'm not going to round these corners on this, but I will just add my glue along the sides and along the bottom, like so. Now if you want to come in a little bit, you can do, and come up a bit like that. Then we can stick that on, and then you've got that tuck spot for those little tiny tags and things that we can make in just a minute. So that's there, and we're just going to paper this. Now let's see, that's just a bit, so I could use that. So I'm going to use, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this part here of this edging bit. I like to try and use all of a paper, a sheet of paper as I can. If I wouldn't use it on this, I'd use it on the front maybe. And yeah, Alex, these are papers, they are really pretty. So this was 1 inch by 8. So I'm going to just do this at 5/8. So I'm going to just take off the header of the page, like so. She says, I've got something stuck on my trimmer here. There we go. And then turn it round. I'm going to just do this at 7/8. There we go. Because, there we go. It's there. There we go. If it's too big, I will cut it down. There we go. Yeah, that's brilliant. And then this is going to be by 7 7/8. 7 7/8. Turn it up the right way. And then what I may do with the strap is I'm going to wait and see what pages I have, or what strap paper I've got available, and then that way you are going to use other things as well. But the other thing I may do is when I decorate the front here is maybe use some of the paper that I use on the front on the strap, and then I've got a little bit left of this one, so I could do the same on the front, just to tie it all together. I know some people, they go through and they plan what pages are going to go on, what papers are going to go on what page. I have done that in the past, but I then take forever to find which ones I want to put together. So I find that if I just pick one out and then pick another one, I'll get them, I can get a book done a bit faster. Yeah, they all work perfectly together, don't they? I think it's the colours, Paul. They remind me of the ocean one. That's this same sort of blue Obviously the ocean one was more oceany, but this is more beachy. So that's my tuck spot. And then you've got then your little tuck in there. So just got those to do, but I'm not going to do those now. And then that goes in like so. But what we can do is just quickly make up a couple of tags. And so on this one you can make 3 different tags. You've got a 1.5, 2.5 and a 2-inch. So I'm going to cut the paper at 2 inches, 2.5, sorry. So sorry, I'm going to cut the cardstock at 2.5, and you can have it as long as you want it now. So I'm going to go with 4, like so. Now I'm also then going to try this. I'm going to cut this at 2 and no, so we're going to go with 3 7/8, and then by 2 3/8, like so. So I've got my 1/8 of an inch gap around, like so. I don't know if this will work, but we'll try it. So I'm going to stick that up there, my tape, and stick it together. I don't know if it will work. If it does, it's a bonus. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. So I've stuck them together, and then I'm going to put them in. I'm going to go this way. Okay, so you put it all the way up to the top, punch down. I think I've done that the wrong way, but never mind. What I'll do is I will just take off 1/8 of an inch at the top. So I just remember it's the other way. There we go. So it's semi-worked. I'm nearly right. So that's then going to be one of my tags. So ink the edge. And we'll put that together. Add the glue. I like these really quick punch tags as well. They're really quick and easy to do. So I'm going to stick that on there like so. Now, if I had a button, I would use a button as well, but I haven't. So I've got this really tiny lace. I love this cotton lace. It's a natural lace, but it's really small, and it's got, I think it looks like little hearts, which is really nice. So use my scissors. We can then stick that on. Use my tiny attacher. I haven't done this for a long time. I used to love decorating tags. And I have to say, when you've been crafting for a while, you tend to get a lot of embellishments and things, and sometimes you end up with, right, what do I want to put on here? But because you've got so many different embellishments that you've collected over the years, sometimes it kind of, you don't know where to go and what to use, because you've got that much that you just don't you don't know what to use. So I think sometimes getting things out and using them, if they're on your desk, then they don't get forgotten. Or having a good tidy up, that's another good thing. If you have a craft room tidy up, you tend to find things that you'd forgotten you've had. Now I'm just adding this on the back, but what I will do is I will put a photo mat over this part, but I just wanted to hide them staples like so. Now you can leave these end bits off if you want, or you can take them off. I'm going to just take them off up to that, and then I will get, I've got, so in here, so this is the cardstock, the sticker set, or I've also got the embellishment set. Now, I bought these a while ago, and I'll have a look what's in this one first. Ah, that's nice. Sandy toes and sun-kissed nose. See, that can go either. I think that's a bit big, but I like the way that's going. So get something a little smaller. Nope. That's too big. Right, so we'll ditch that idea and use one of these. So take that out. Sorry, I've gone a little bit quiet here because you know what it's like. You're thinking, I think we can use the starfish. That goes quite well on there. What I might do as well is just add, if I can add that onto some foam tape. Let me see, I did have some in here. I did have some small tape. No, bear with me, I'll just get a bigger roll. Right. Now this is going to be a little bigger, but I'm going to cut this down. And just need to add it on the starfish arms, I think. Go. Right, and one more just on that part there. There we are. Probably gone a bit overkill on this little bit, but I wanted it to stick over that lace. There we go. That can go just there, and then if you've got, I'll put the sand, I'm going to stick the sand one just at the top there, just coming over the top. There we go. And then you can punch a little hole, and so I'm just going to eye it like that. I've got some string here. I find the end. There we go. Okay, and just put that through, she says, very carefully because I've done a smaller hole. There we go. If that won't fit, I will do a bigger hole. Oh, there we go. I was going to say if it didn't fit, I would have done a bigger one. So pull that through. Just chop that bit off, and then that's one tag for your little tuck spot in there, like so. You can even have it where it goes that way if you want, but I've done it that way, so we'll leave that like that. So we can go ahead and do the front cover. Now I think what I'll do is I'll finish this book, this page, and then it means we're all finished. And I'm not really telling you anything that you don't know. It's just nice just to have a chat and a craft and just interact with people. It's just really, really nice to do that. So moving those out the way. So I'm going to do this part here, and I'll also cut out my photo mat as well that goes in the page. So for this we need it at 5 3/4, and then this is we're going to go with 8 5/8. Like so. And then in here, yes, they are really, I like to do tags. I don't tend to try and do them so much because I think your time is so spent with making the albums. I do forget to do all the little bits which are really nice, but I'm actually just inadvertently, by accident, on purpose, I just kind of like it where it's sticking out like that. It's quite nice. I'm going to do that with that, I think. So inside, I'll just take that out for a second and grab my paper sheets as well, and I think I'm going to go with, no, I'm going to do that on the front. I don't like spots. What have we got? Let's go with that one, I think. No, do that. I'm going to go with this one inside. And I'll use that inside. I'm just going to check what that looks like. Yeah, that looks really nice with that little gap through there. So, cut it down. So I'm going to do the largest measurement first, which is the 8 5/8. So I'm going to go this way, 8 5/8. Make sure I've got it level. By 5 3/4. See, I've forgotten already. 5 3/4. So that's going to go there. Like so. What I might do is just take off and let me see. No, I'm going to keep it actually like that. that's fine, because then that marries up with the outside edge. So there's that one there. Then I'm going to do these ones, but no, that doesn't go. I'm going to just use the back, which is on this is like an off-white, although this looks, yeah, I do try to do, I make like all my photo mats, I use all my offcuts for them, and that way you don't use sheets and sheets of your pattern paper. But when I come to do the tags and things, I think that's where I kind of fall down a little bit, because I do tend to, once I've done that, I forget about doing the little tags. But I thought I'm going to make a conscious effort to actually pretty up some tags and things, because they do look really nice. And I think your albums especially, and Paul's, they all look so nice and finished when you add things like that in. So I thought I'm going to make a conscious effort to sort of do and add in those little tiny embellishments. So this one is going to be 3 by 8 5/8. I'm just going to double check that last measurement. Yep, and then this one will be a bit bigger. I think this one is 3 1/8. Just double check that. No, 3 1/4 by 8 5/8. So I'll do this 8 5/8 by 3 1/4. Hopefully I can get that in with that one. I can. 8 3 3/4. And then I must remember on this one I did the 1/2 inch. Yeah, they do, Claire, you're right. Sorry, I was just reading your comment. It wouldn't matter if you had a piece of paper. Yeah, it's true. It does look nice. I think that's just where I fall down, but it's something that I want to get back into. I think I was looking through all my photos of what I'd done in the past, and I used to pretty them up so much, but I think with the time constraints of everything, it's nice to let other people do that in their, have their own creative flair in their album, especially if they're making one from my tutorials. So that's quite nice then. But it's also nice to show that you can, add those little bits in as well. But I was just about to say I've done that wrong, but it's at the top, isn't it? There we go. Right, so that's that one. That's that one. I know it's the wrong way round, but I don't think it's going to matter, because this is the inside. I don't think many people will notice. I'll just add those on. Another good tip is when you are inking your edges, if you're using a pen, always have it where your facing paper is facing outwards rather than in, because what will happen, it doesn't matter how careful you are, if you are inking, okay, your pen will always slip off. So as you can see here, my pen has slipped off on the back, but if I'd have done it this way round, I would have ruined my front piece that I wanted to use. So always have it with your front facing paper facing away from you. That way you'll end up with all the little lines on the back and not on the front. And then I've just decided what I was going to do there, because I was going to do that on there and not that side. I think that looks okay. I'm not sure. No, I'm actually going to keep it that side, I think. Right, let's put this down. Oops. I know we're not going to get this finished today, but you've got the basics, you've got how it all goes together and all the measurements, so you can then put that all together. I'm just adding my little flair with the pattern paper. Up you come a little bit. It's a shame when you're working with black, sometimes it's really hard to see where you're going, and I think I need to cut just a little tiny bit off of that. So just about 1/8 of an inch, like so. I can never keep my desk tidy, and I'll move it up a little bit. There we go. I wish I could. I wish I could be one of those people where your desk is pristine. I always think, right, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do it, and then what happens is I'll put something away and then I'll need it because I've cut something wrong, or I need to, you know, get that little bit out again. So that's why I tend to leave it all out on my desk until I finish with it. But then your desk, you end up working in, you know, a 6-inch space. There we go. We've got that on. So we've got this last little bit here. We'll cut that out. And that is 3, and then I need to just cut off, no I don't, not with this one. I think I need a new blade, and that's going to go there. Claire also makes beautiful albums as well. I've seen some of your albums, Claire. They're really pretty. I think we've got some lovely album makers in the group. Really, really, really talented. Which is nice. I love it when we give each other different tips and tricks and ideas. It's really, really good. So that's then my back bit finished, apart from this, which I'm going to leave the strap until I've done the front part. But then, as you can see, with that all on, it does keep it in place, and then adding a few more of those tags will obviously keep that closed a little bit more. What time are we on, Matt? I'll go for another half an hour if everybody's okay, until 5, and that means I've been on for a couple of hours, and then I'll let you go off and do what you like. It is a really, really nice community. It is. It's lovely. I don't like any nastiness or anything like that. I don't have anything like that, and we're really lucky, especially in my group and all the groups that I'm in. I've not had any problem or anything like that. Some you do, obviously, but yeah, my group, Paul's group as well, really, really good community in each, really, and it's everybody's so supportive and nice, and it's just really, really nice, especially in this day and age. It's lovely to have a community like that where we're all there for each other. we all, you know, freely give our knowledge to people as well. And it's, you know, it's, I love it when other people you know, are succeeding and their work is so, you know, lovely. You look at other people's work and you go, oh, that's really, really nice. I wish I could do that. And yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is a nice community, I have to say. Right, so let's do the front part and then we can get going. So let me just, I will have a tidy up actually. I will move these bits out the way because I'm going to use some of those on the front bit. So where I've now done all my errors on the back, the front hopefully will go smoothly, so, and it all will fit together nicely. So I'm going to move myself here. I think it's because I'm sitting oddly. Right, so I'm going to start again with just cutting off my corners there, like so. I'll burnish these down and them like so. Now another thing that you could use on here is one of the one of my wavy dies, the slot dies would look really nice on this. I'm just thinking, should I put it? No, I'll keep it as it is. I was thinking I didn't know whether to add that in, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add my top flap first and then work from that, so that I don't get this gap in the middle. We're going to work, I'm going to try it that way. So I'm going to put my glue again on that mounting fold side. And I'll just turn this around so that I can grab it. Make sure I've got it up the right way. And put that on. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work towards this flap. There we are. And again, I've not rounded the corners on this one. But I will round them on the edges here. Again, I forgot, but just add that down, just burnish that down. Okay, then we can add the pocket and the flap. So there we go. Just getting that in place. Okay, so let's add our glue. Yes, totally 100%. I do agree with you there, Alex, definitely. There's enough to go around for everybody, is what I say. And I also like, I know Paul and I in the past have, he's done one of my albums, I've done one of his, and it's really fun to do things like that as well, is where, you know, because you've each got your own take on it. I think that's what I'm also looking forward for, obviously, working with Graphic 45, because I think that community as well is just really, really nice as well. There. Right, I'm just checking I've got that in the right place. There we go. So that's it. So I'm going to add the tape and the glue again, just on the bottom bit. Also, using tape and glue together, it does mean that if you have maybe purchased by accident some really cheap double-sided tape, you know, the sorts that you can get like 5 for £1, that type, that you know that you're going to use it and within 5 minutes it's all going to peel and come away. So if you use that, or if you've got some of that in your cupboard or your drawer, just put some glue over the top of it and you'll find that it will stick just as well. But then it gets it used up, doesn't it? So I'm going to add that down. So just pull that down like so, and then I'm going to push that up, push that over. I'm just marrying up the two sides here, that side and that side, with the edge of my flap. Like so. And when I'm happy, I'm just going to burnish that down. So there we go. This glue does stick really quick. Grab the tape. Glue scissors. Oh, I hate it when that happens. There we are. Nope. Okay. No mind. We'll do it that way. Just have 2 pieces. There we go. Push that over. Yeah, I'm going to stick this bit down now, and then I'll add the pattern paper in afterwards. There we go. Push that over, push that down. Okay, so that's the 2 flaps there. And then what I didn't do on this one is I obviously put that on the wrong way, but I'm going to put this on the actual way that I should have put it on, with my glue tab sticking upwards instead of underneath. So you've then got 2 options with what to do. If you want to stick it like that, you can, or you can put it obviously where it's flat down, like so. But first of all, I need to put the the pattern paper on. I just wanted to get that in my head with what I was going to do, because I think what it is, every album is different. So when I design one, you sometimes then have to think, right, I need to put the pattern paper down first before then you can add the next element to that page. And then other pages where you can just make all your pages up and then pattern paper everything afterwards. But some pages, as I say, are a bit different, where you have to think, right, well, I need to add that there before I add that. So sometimes I forget, and you don't put it down when you should. So I think that's why I like to make 2 books, because then it gets that cemented in my head, especially, of what needs to go and where. So I'm actually looking now for this. So I'm going to do my 1/4 inch. I've looked for my spot so I can get that right. There we go. Just need to do that one once more, just so that I get that perfect round finish. And I picked out this paper for the front. So I thought that was quite nice, and then that would go with the seaside paper on the back, the beach huts. I think that looks quite nice. Or we could go with the bigger ones. No, I'm going to go with that. I quite like that. And then, because you're not going to see them together, they are going to be separated. So I'm going to use it like that. So I'm going to do the top one. So we're going to go with 3 and 3/8. Double check that again. No, 3 1/4 by 3 inches, 8 5/8, I think. Yep. So grab the rubber just to take off those pencil marks that I had there. Okay, so I'm going to start with this bottom measurement first, so that I can pattern it upwards, so that it's like one continual piece. So it's 3 inches by 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Like so. And then we're going to go with 8 5/8. 1. Just double check I've got it the right way. That's not right, is it? Always the way. It's because I was talking, I think. I don't want to do it that way. There we go. So that side needs to be cut off. 8 5/8. There we go. Turn that over. Top, bottom. Lovely. So take those corners off. When I first started doing tutorials, I used to say I'm going to ink my corners and round my edges, and you know when you've got something in your head and you say to yourself, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to say that, and then it comes out, you just say that again, you think, oh, damn it, I've said it again. So I have to think to myself, right, it's ink my edges and round my corners. I have to keep saying it. Oh, you're in for a treat. It's really nice, Paul. You'll like it. The folio one is really nice as well. I have to say, I like that. We're talking about the weekend we got our Graphic 45 DT package came, and I've opened mine. I've done a video that will be coming very soon, but yes, we've got the new binders. They're really nice, and they've also got an interactive folio, and I've got mine in craft card, and that I really, really like. I have to say, I've never, well, only once have I used one of the pre-made albums from Graphic 45, and I think it's because I can make my own, but I have to say that getting them, and I'm going to be using them now, I'm actually really looking forward to having it already pre-made. That way I can then do all of those bits. I don't feel as though I'm on that time constraint of then having to add all those extra embellishments, because I said the hard work has already been done. You can then concentrate more on doing the sort of the pretty bits. And this keeps clogging. There you go. I think I might need to just put some more glue in my pot, but I have got another bottle here. I'll just use that. So that's my tops done. So now we can add our strap flap, and again I'm just going to eye that this time. Well, saying that, it's 3 and 3 1/4, so move that down just a tiny bit to about there. Actually, I'm going to come up a bit to about there. So with this one though, is I'm going to glue it where the glue tab is showing, where it's not hidden underneath. And then put that down, and then what I'll do is I will just put an extra pattern paper piece just over that, and I have to say you can't really see it, but then it just gives you that extra length. Another thing that you could do, which I did do on that, was I scored 1/8 of an inch lines all the way up to about here, and then that gives you a bit more of a curve if you wanted to do that. But I did want to try it just to see if it made a difference on this album, and because you can't really see that I've done that on there, so I just wanted to see whether or not it would make a difference if you didn't add them curves. But it's not, it doesn't actually make that much difference. I think it's just aesthetic. Oh yes, yeah, the folios, Paul, are really nice. Yeah, fortunately I've had the dies for quite a few years. I've kind of bought them years ago, so I already had those, so I didn't need to put them in my order, so I was quite lucky with that. So I bought the folios instead. But yeah, I am looking forward to using those, and to use craft cards as well. Oh yeah, I know, I'm so excited. When I found out, it was like one of those things, I was waiting all day to see if I'd got in, and Savannah had looked down the list and we saw your name, Paul, and then I said to Savannah, I haven't got in. I have not got in again. And I was happy for you, but obviously I was a bit deflated myself. And then Savannah she goes, Mum, your name, it's there. And I said, no, it's not. She goes, no, look, it is, because my name was below Paul's. So I was like, woohoo! I was like really, really excited to get in. So yeah, so I'm really excited to get things to, well, just to make with Graphic 45 stuff. It's nice, it's lovely. I'm actually looking forward to, I have done a craft room tour. I've only done a flick through recently, just like a short on my channel. But I've partly done an extensive one, which I got to about 40 minutes in, and I was saving my cupboard, because I have a cupboard that houses all my paper. So in my craft room I've got a full size, probably a 2.5 meter like kitchen cupboard, with, I've split it up, so I've got Stamperia on one shelf, then I've got Graphic 45 on another, then I've got all my like Ciao Bella and Minte and other other paper ones down there that so I've got it all in order. That's all my 12x12s, and then I've got another cupboard that just do 8x8s and my 6x6s. I know it was only, I think I know it was only because it was alphabetical order. I think it's just because I saw your name, and then as Savannah had scrolled down, it was just your name there on the top, and then because she didn't scroll down any further, and because then I said, oh, because obviously last year only one person from the UK got in, so that's why I thought, oh, that's me, I haven't got in this year again. But no, as I say, I was really pleased that I did. And oh, thanks, Alex. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, you'll need to try for next year, Alex. Right, sorry, I'm chatting away. So I'm going to actually, I've just got an offcut here that I don't know whether to use a different colour just to put over that glue tab, or use the same one so it's hidden. Let's just try it. So I'm going to do this where it's hidden. So this is a it will be a 1/2 inch by 2, and then we'll see what it looks like. So that's a 1/2 inch by 2. That hides that, like so. Let me just see whether or not that pulls up. So there's that one, so I keep that there so we know where that is. Then we've got this one here, so this will be 3/8, because I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch down by 1 7/8. Now I know this has got a bit of writing on it, but just to give an idea. And I've just got it where it says kissed nose, so I'm going to have to change that as the writing. But what have we got? Let's use this instead. That might go. I actually quite like that. Yeah, that will do for me. Oh, really? Oh. Well, maybe if Alex, maybe if you just waited until next year and then put in, because you never know. I'm sure that they've had brand ambassadors from Poland before. So maybe just buy one set of papers and wait until next year, and then just create something. If you wanted to go for that, you could. I think your stuff is amazing. So actually, I think what I might do is I'm going to use that on both. I think I've got enough for that. And then they're going to match. So yeah, let's do that. So 2 and 7/8. No, 1 and 7/8 for that one. And 1 and 7/8 for that one. I'll have to do something else underneath, but that's okay. And I think then that was by, this is by 6. So 5 and 7/8. And I'm going to cut that down just a bit more. I've added the glue tab on. So 6, that's half. So there we go. Take that off. There we are. Right. Now if I'd have used my loaf, I would have pattern papered that, but never mind. Now, just ink the edge. And stick that on, like so. I won't stick that bit on, but I'll stick that there so that it's ready. Just move that down a bit. And get the strap. Round the edges on this one. There we go. I'm going to stick it over the top, but I'm going to put it on backwards so I can put my pencil marks on this one, on this side, and then they're hidden. Although I didn't really need to do that because there we go, never mind. There we are. Oops. Turn that over and there we are. Bring that down and across, just push that in, and I will just bring that out like so. That gives that a bit more time to set. Now we need to find out what we're going to put along here. I might go with, actually that looks, what do you think? What does that look like? Well, that looks quite nice. Yep, we'll go with that, and I think that is the right, oh, just a little bit out, about 1/4 of an inch out. So that will be 1 and 7/8, because that is 2 inches. And I'm going to just take off 1/4 of an inch first, just so that I can see. But how come that's not right? Did I change that measurement? Oh, tell a lie. That's 1 and 5/8. That's better. Right, round the corners. And then the edges. Pull that up. There we go. That fits on there nicely. And just pull that over. Push that down. And then we've got one last thing, which is the tuck spot. But again, now on this one I cut it to size. On this one I think I'm going to leave it the same length. Probably just need a smidge off, like so. There we go. That's brilliant. Then I don't know why, I like it where it's just like with the continuation of the black. I like this, I have to say, but I also like this. So it just shows you that you can do, you don't have to have it where you've got that gap. But I mean, if you wanted to have a gap, I mean, again, that looks really nice as well. Like so. It looks like it's going into the paper. But I'm going to have mine, as I say, like that. So this is 1 inch. No, it's not, sorry. This is 7/8 by... and by 8. 7 by 8. So we can go with that, because that's the other side, or we can go with the beach theme, or that. No, I think we'll keep it the same that way. I think that's what's so good about this paper, is every page goes together without fail. Even pages you don't think will go together, go together. So just double check to make sure it fits. And then we can stick it on, ink the edges. Glue that on. And then what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to make some lovely little pretty tags for it, I think. So I know this is not directional, but I find that I think they go that way. So again, placement is personal choice. So you could come all the way down so that you cover the bottom, or like I've done a half one up here, so that you can see it either side. So always have a play around with the placement of things. Don't just you know, think, oh, that goes there. Just have a mess around, because you can sometimes you have like happy accidents where you then, you know, you'll place something there and you think, well, I don't actually like it there. So if you have a mess around with it, you will then end up, you know, finding what works for you. And as I say, in another book, if you're going to do a few of these different books, you will end up, you know, moving things about. And then that makes that more, it makes that book then unique, doesn't it? So I can put that in there. And then that holds it better. Now, I will say for design, having, I don't know how, I don't know why, but having the glue tab actually flat instead of curved under gives you a better flusher finish than what it does is if you've got it tucked under like here. So if you can see on here, that's quite flush to the bottom of your page. Apart from, I need to just add a bit more glue in there. Let me add that and then you can see. It's just where it's come off. Come on out, come. It's where I've just not put enough glue down. Come on. Let's stick that down. So yeah, with that being nice and flush, you can see this one has got a bit more of a bow to it than what this side has. So you can see the different finishes in having it that way. So I think if I was going to do this again, I would make sure I remembered to do that. But I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to have a really good night tonight, and I'm going to finish this. And then I will hopefully come back and be able to show you some pictures of it all finished. So if you do this album, please do join the group if you're not already in it. It's Memories Paper Art, and share this project or any of my other projects. I'd love to see them. I do like to see my projects made up. It gives me a little bit of a buzz when I see what people have done with my designs and then put their own mark on it as well. It makes it so much more enjoyable to see, because I think, oh, I've designed that, and then, you know, see somebody else has done, you know, the same sort of book, but they may have changed a page in it or put this in it and that in it, and I think, oh, I never thought of that. So it's really, really nice to see. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Really would appreciate it as well. And as always, all my links are in the description box down below. So please, thank you ever so much again for joining me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. I will be back next Sunday with something else. I'm going to make this a regular thing. I think Sundays work really well for me. It seems to be other people as well. So yeah, I'm going to make this a regular thing around 2:30, 3 o'clock on a Sunday. I think that's a really good time. So enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and I will see you again soon. Bye everybody. Thanks again. Bye.